Yo, what's going on everyone? Miles Midoriya here with a review of All-American Season 6, Episode 3. The episode for me, I thought was pretty cool. I like how they handled Spencer slipping up and him catching how he acted. And speaking of Spencer, that's who we're going to talk about first. Spencer, from the beginning of the episode, you could tell he was getting a little irritated with not being able to get the ball passed to him. And we know that's because of Terrence and Jordan following his plays. It probably doesn't also help that he got promoted to offensive coordinator, but we'll speak on that later. I like how they're slowly showing the process of him preparing for the NFL draft. We got to see him meet with different agents, and let's just say they were some characters. Of course, one of them was doing too much by pointing out how his stats are different compared to last year and that he should sign with their agency while they're still interested. When he said that, I was like, he's not going to be a good fit for Spencer. Plus, when he mentioned that some players got more priority than others, that's probably not going to be a good sign with him saying that. He could probably make the slightest mistake and then he just going to go down the list of all the people that he works with. And by the way that his assistant was looking, I think his name is Eric, he didn't look like he was agreeing with what he was saying. The way he approached the situation, I think, was too much, and Spencer let what he said get to him in this episode, which didn't help at all. Spencer doesn't just have football to focus on in this episode. Preach, who we're seeing for the first time this season, shout out to him. He wants him to talk to one of the football players named Dion because he's being withdrawn from those around him. He's guessing it's because of the pressure from all the expectations and the college scouts circling around him. Now, who sounds like they could relate to that? That's Spencer. Before he went to go talk to Dion, he saw a picture of him and Billy, and man, that was a throwback right there. It feels different not seeing him in the show anymore. Spencer's first meeting with Dion wasn't too good. He was a little disrespectful. He was trying to get him to talk, but he was just responding like he didn't care. What did Spencer do? He invited him to his practice and a tour of the campus. He told him he might come through. Well, at least it seems like he's having a breakthrough. When it was practice time, it didn't go well. Spencer and Jordan got into it because he wasn't getting the ball enough because of Terrence plays, which he should at least be getting some passes. You can't just block one player because you're trying to build up another. I get it, he's leaving and you have to focus on the other players, but don't forget he's a part of the team too. Spencer got mad at Jordan for not passing him the ball, and when he told Jordan that he was him, I said, man, I was like, there you go, Spencer. Then I thought, wait, it's a team effort. Spencer, calm down a little bit. Which he did, as he had to leave the football field because Kenny told him he had to go. He probably thought he ruined his chances for an agent because Gordon's assistant was there and also Dion showed up. In that moment, it kind of made him realize that he messed up with how he was acting. I thought it was good how they got home and Coop started talking to Spencer, let him know that everything that he has accomplished has been from hard work. And in addition, things might not be going how he wanted, but it's never stopped him before and it shouldn't stop him now. That's true what she said. Like, think about it. For example, he went to Beverly High, an environment that he's never been in before, around people he's never been around before, who at first tried to ruin him being on the team, but he eventually adapted and adjusted. This is no different. It's another situation that he can adjust and adapt to. Before Dion's game, Spencer went to go apologize about how he acted, which did get through to him because he said no one's ever apologized to him before. Parts like this in the show I like because it shows he's maturing a little. Despite what happened earlier, he went and talked to Dion and apologized. Things weren't all that bad for Spencer though. The agent's assistant Eric showed up to Spencer's house to apologize for his boss's behavior. He let him know what happened at practice didn't really affect anything. He said he saw a passionate player who worked hard at practice, who's willing to put the entire team on his back in order to win at all costs. And that he's been following Spencer's career since Beverly. He let Spencer know that when the time comes, he will make sure his boss comes back around when he's eligible to sign. Eric was about to leave and Spencer said that he was the one who came to his practice and he's the one who knocked at his door, not Gordon or any of the other agents. He let him know that there's two things that speak out to him, loyalty and the extra mile, so he decided that when he's eligible to sign and when Eric gets promoted to agent, he's signing to him. And he agreed. That was a good scene. Spencer found an agent and that assistant is about to get a first good client. It also shows that at times going the extra mile can go a long way. Gordon wasn't going to the house or the practice, but Eric did. He saw something special in Spencer that Gordon didn't and glad Spencer is giving him an opportunity. Towards the end of the episode, he's with Olivia and they made a promise to always address their pain and not stuff it away for the sake of the other. That's cool that they're being open about stuff like that, and they're gonna be cool until the Ashley character shows up, and we'll see how that goes, but obviously everything's gonna be back to normal. Moving along to Jordan and Layla, Jordan was having somewhat of a tough time with how things were getting handled and how it affected Spencer. I thought it was nice when Jordan was talking to Layla that she said something similar to what Olivia said to Spencer. That Jordan needs to focus on himself and Spencer will make his catches. Also points to Layla for keeping up with Jordan's stats. For the Spencer part, it's not Jordan's fault, it's mostly Terrence, and that was even recognized by him when he saw Spencer and Jordan were having their back and forth. Now here's why I think Terrence is doing too much. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about it. Terrence told him that he hopes the wedding planning stuff doesn't get in the way of his season, that he's planning the offense around him. Here's the thing, I get it, the wedding's years later and he can wait, no need to rush because it isn't until he graduates. Terrence on the other hand, bruh, it's one night that he made plans. It's not like he's never gonna focus on football. Let him have his moment. Jordan was doing alright in this episode until he misunderstood what was going on with Layla and Ryan when they were dancing. Once she told him she forgot to call the wedding planners because there was a lot going on, he got an attitude because he thought she wasn't caring about their wedding plans. Just because he saw her dancing and everything was alright, she said she was overwhelmed with work. Have a talk with your fiance since the wedding planner isn't there. Jordan, communication is key. Later on with Layla's conversation with Ryan, she mentions that she's feeling numb to the club and the wedding stuff. She mentioned that it was from her antidepressants. They keep her from getting too high or too low. She's just right in the middle. Ryan let her know that his sister was on them before and that maybe she needs to cut back on them a little. I don't know if that advice is going to help her or hurt her. Hopefully it will be for the better and Jordan got to stop walking out and talk to her and see what's going on. Eventually, Jordan ended up meeting with Terrence to talk about football, but I gotta ask this one question. Jordan's not 21 yet, right? Because I think Spencer's older than him. In the next episode, Spencer turns 21. People online, from what I've seen, said Jordan wasn't old enough to drink yet. When I looked on Google, it said Jordan was born in 2003 and Spencer was born in 2002. So that's a little wild that he offered him a drink like that. Now it's time to talk about Olivia and Grace. Olivia's doing her first interview for her dad's book and it's with Grace. Even Denise showed up. Which, well, let's just say glad to see she's back, but also she's a bit obsessive with Billy. It was all good at first until Olivia mentioned the affair and it got a little awkward. She eventually came back to talk with Grace, which glad she was able to get the courage to go back. She apologized and realized that she never processed how it made her feel. She was worried about everyone else. Eventually, those feelings festered over time. When she asked Grace about it, in a way, it was like Grace was facing it too, and we got the perspective of how it started. I'm proud she went back to talk to Grace. It's a subject that's uncomfortable to talk about, but she has to deal with her feelings about that. Grace speaking on it probably was freeing as well to get that off her mind and be able to talk about it now. That interview did help Grace realize that she hasn't processed her feelings about Billy's passing, and I thought that was a great moment of Spencer being there for his mom. He told her that she doesn't have to be strong and she was crying. That was the scene that we saw from the trailer when we were wondering why was Grace crying. I think someone in the comments even mentioned that it may have been related to Billy. To be fair, it did all happen very quickly. When stuff like that happens, you're thinking about a lot of different things. Possibly to the point that years later, you don't even realize that you haven't processed someone being gone or feelings about a certain situation. Asher in the beginning of the episode was doing good. His doctor let him know that his heart's been in the best shape it's been in a long time, so that's some good news. As soon as he gets to the college though, he finds out their quarterback is injured, and as you can see, Jabari is the one who told him, which is another character that we get to see return. Asher and the other coaches were trying to figure out what to do, and he had a talk with Jordan later on about it. Asher asked him how did they get them to sign off on rebuilding the team. Jordan told him that they got them to believe in the idea that everyone deserves a second chance. I thought, man, he's going to hold tryouts and we're going to see a new character who's going to be joining the team. Man, towards the end of the episode, Jabari couldn't even believe he joined the team. Can y'all guess who it is? Y'all probably watched the episode. It was Wade. They brought this character back. Asher told Jabari everybody deserves a second chance. I don't know if Jordan was talking about him. Well, let's see how this goes because everyone remembers what he did. First off, glad Asher's doing good, and for the Wade situation, that was a complete surprise to me. Out of any of the characters returning, I was not expecting him. Overall, cool episode. I like the parts with Spencer and him speaking with Dion about how he acted and giving the opportunity to Gordon's assistant to be his agent. Olivia and Grace's feelings around Billy being brought up and to an extent being dealt with. Jordan, kind of annoying with him leaving like that and throwing a mini fit. He could have just had a conversation with Layla. But y'all let me know in the comments, what did you think about the episode? What did you like about it? And what did you dislike about it?